Today is the perfect time to buy a house. I'm going to give you a quick story. In 2011, when the real estate prices were crashing from the Great Recession of 2008, everybody was telling me not to purchase a house and that homes would continue to drop. However, I decided to buy a house because I knew that buying a house was a great financial decision, and I decided on a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house for $264,000. Today, that exact home is worth $500,000. My home has literally doubled in price, and I fixed my principal for only 3% interest. It has remained the same for the time that I have owned it. I did nothing but pay my mortgage. And if you have been paying rent for the last 10 years, you could have done the same. Here is why this is so important and why everyone should consider buying a home. Housing is everyone's largest expense, and the quicker you fix your housing expense, the faster you can start solving some of your financial problems, because housing is the largest expense. Today is a perfect time to buy a house. Don't believe me? Of course not, because you're reading all the headlines that say the real estate market is crashing. The truth is, fear sells and the media loves it. Here's a caveat. The real estate market might be crashing in your area because it really depends on location, but you can base the news or the headlines on your specific situation. Today, I'm specifically talking to people that are living in the Chicagoland area or the Midwest. If you don't believe me, again, you can take a look at the advice that Zillow is giving to everyone in the United States. Now, they're not accurate on everything, but this one is just quite obvious. They believe that Midwestern cities are going to be one of the hottest areas in the United States in 2023. In Zillow's bold predictions for 2023, they state that Midwestern markets will heat up and more friends and family members will pull their money to buy homes together in 2023 as people look for new ways to overcome the housing affordability crisis. They then go on to say, as affordability has become the key driver of both supply and demand in the market, places that still feature reasonable prices are already seeing momentum shift their way and should have the healthiest housing markets in 2023. Enter the Midwest. Unlike nearly every other region in the United States, prices in most Midwestern metro areas haven't run up to extremes. Since early 2020, home prices across the United States have seen a run-up of about 20%. However, the only area that didn't see a run-up in access was the Midwest. Now, the only affordable area in the nation is the Midwest. The Chicagoland area is currently seeing the lowest supply ever recorded at just under 20,000 homes for sale. But why is this? Why do we have such low inventory of homes? For the answer, we must go all the way back to 2005. Now, I really believe, and it is proven, that demographics and economics are really tied together. And one of the reasons that I think that this is true is that it's really tied to the 2008 financial crisis. And I like to refer to this article by the Federal Reserve of Cleveland, and the title is Demographics and Their Implications for the Economy and Policy. And take a look at what they say. Demographics can influence the underlying growth rate of an economy, structural productivity growth, living standards, savings rates, consumptions and investment. It can influence long-run unemployment rates and equilibrium interest rates, housing market trends, and the demand for financial assets. Why is this important? Because I really think that it ties into what we were going through in 2008. Let's take a look at what happened in 2008. One of the most interesting charts for me and a real eye-opener is this chart by MBS Highway. This is by Barry Habib. And if we take a look at the 2004 and 2005, the light blue is the amount of home formations and the yellow is the home completions. And in 2004 and 2005, they were around the same, but in 2006, there was a dramatic drop in formations, and that continued through 2007, 2008, 2009. However, in 2006, we were still completing a lot of homes, and in 2006, we had actually the most completions in history. Now, let's take a look at what's going on today. As you can tell, in 2006, there was actually more completions than there was formations, but other than that, we have had a lot more formations than we have completions. Now, in order to take a look at this even further and to really understand what happened here, if you really understand the average home buyer is around 33 years old. So if we take a look at the demographics and the amount of people that were around 33 years old, this chart shows the Generation X and the drop of 33-year-olds in 2006. So the reason that there was a lot less home formations is because there was just less people there. Well, in 2023, we are going to see the most amount of buyers because the most amount of people are going to turn 33 years old in 2023. So it's probably going to continue to be hot for the next couple of years because there's just going to be likely more demand. Most people think that the real estate market fluctuates similar to the stock market, and it's really furthest from the truth. The reason many of the largest hedge funds have gobbled up more single-family homes in the last 3 years is that they understand it's a supply that can't be manipulated and is still a core necessity across the United States. They recognize U.S. real estate is one of the safest investments in the world. Home prices won't crash because we simply don't have enough supply to do so. If we could produce a home like Elon Musk produces Teslas, we might have a slight shift. I don't know any gigafactory turning out thousands of homes a day. Each and every home across the United States is hand assembled. Each home requires a unique and limited piece of land, materials, and many hours of professional labor to complete the work, all of which are in low supply and elevated rates. If you're finding it difficult to afford a home by yourself, Zillow's bold prediction for 2023 stated that among successful recent home buyers, 18% had purchased along with a friend or relative who wasn't their spouse or partner. And 90% of prospective home buyers intend to buy with a friend or relative in the next 12 months. Millennials are forming new households and need to move. I think the survey simply shows that everyone is finding alternatives to enter into the real estate market. 2023 is going to be mostly a holding period. But if you are able to react while others are just waiting around, you will have an advantage when the market turns. Remember, no one can time the market. If you are financially able and capable, this is the best time to buy a home. If you are ready, don't let the naysayers feed you their insecurities. One of my favorite quotes of all time is from Warren Buffett and states, "Be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful." If you have any questions, any at all, and need some honest advice filled with stats, all of my information is going to be in the description box below. If you're in the Chicagoland area and are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, make sure you contact me. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.